Alright, let's jump into sets now that we have talked about tuples. And let's start here with the scenario. Let's say that it's required in some class to attend at least one office hour a semester. And let's say we need a way to keep track of which students have attended so that we can give them credit for it. So here's what that might look like. So we have our first office hours. Sarah and Jordan attend these office hours. So we add them to a list and we say, okay, these are the people that have attended. Let's just keep this in a list. And then let's say another office hours happens. Tyler comes to this, but then Sarah, who already went to office hours first time, comes again. So here we update our list, and now we have Sarah, Jordan, Tyler, and Sarah again, who attended 2 sets of office hours. So this is fine. We have it in a list. We're not going to miss any students. Every student who comes to office hours is going to be in this list. But there's a slight issue. I don't really care if Sarah attended twice or when they attended. I'm only interested in knowing if they attended at least one time. So a possible solution to figure this out is to loop through my list that I have and either ignore or fully remove duplicates, just so that we can end up with a list that only has each student in it one time per student. But this isn't really great because it takes up both memory and time in order just to ignore or remove any duplicates in the list. So we can come up with a better solution. Oh, and also, before I go to the solution, what if we had thousands of students? What if for some university the requirement was to attend an office hour, so every student at the university had to be counted? This wouldn't work very well. It would take up too much memory, too much time. So our solution is to use a set. Sets will solve this problem for us. So sets are particularly useful when we don't care about ordering or repetition. Sets cannot have duplicates, and they do not have a defined order. So these are 2 characteristics that are very relevant to the issue we just talked about. They cannot have duplicates, and they do not have a defined order. So not having duplicates helps get rid of the issue we had earlier when we kept recording every time a student came to office hours. But we only cared if they came one time. So here's some additional characteristics and 2 repeats, but we know that sets cannot have duplicates. They do not have a defined order, so therefore you cannot index into them or slice them. And they are mutable. And also, something that is good to keep in mind and is pretty beneficial is that adding to a set is O of 1, it's constant time. So if we're adding to a set, it's relatively fast. And you might be asking how. The answer to this is related to hashing, which I probably mentioned a little bit earlier when we were talking about dictionaries. But this is something that will come up in the future, and I wouldn't worry too much about it now for this lecture, but just know that this is a huge pro of adding to a set, and that it's O of 1.